You all right, y'all? We got film study breaking down how Justin Fields played for the New York Jets versus the Giants. We're gonna go ahead and check this out. Shout out to Jackson Kruger. Haven't seen the highlights yet. I'm gonna watch them tonight. But let's go ahead and get to this, man. How Mr. Fields did. Last week was a good game.
All
Like,
right, let's talk about Justin Fields. So
wasn't
getting his
great, but it wasn't
second
bad.
preseason start. I made a video off of his first preseason start where I thought he looked pretty good out there. Was kind of impressed with the Jets' offense. This was a step back. Even though they did get some points, the running game was very effective, but the passing game, well, for one thing, they kind of didn't do a lot of it. And when they did, only 1 through 5. Through the air. Let's talk about the issues and some positives along the way as well. So let's start things off right here. Not the ideal first series for the Jets. They did get past midfield, but you have this situation where first just going to be a halfback screen, nothing fancy here, right? Fields takes the snap, and there's going to be a quick pressure, which is a lot
too high
on these plays. In fact, I'm actually not even fully sure if that was supposed to be a screen. It's possible there was just a quick pressure. Either way, though, a bit of a high throw. Can't quite make the play work. So hard to fully crush Fields for it because of the pressure, but also would have loved to be able to pick up something on that play. So now they're going to go to a screen.
He got hit as soon as he threw it.
This actually is a screen, I promise. This is the wide receiver screen here. So again, let's just try and gain some yards here on 2nd and 10. But it's a high snap. Field it takes him too long to adjust and get the ball. And by the time he finally gets it to Garrett Wilson, there's nothing there. Again, you see Fields, when he gets the ball, he has to kind of rotate it like an extra time just to make sure he has his hand exactly the way he wants to, which, hey, you got to make sure you do that, right? Like, the last thing you want to do is not have a good grip on it, throw it backwards, have a fumble. Like, you have to be careful of that. But just, again, hard to blame him too much, but just things not really running smoothly here.
A high snap.
And then this play, so these are literally 3 plays back to back to back. This is going to be a man coverage play. Hey, now we got to try and find a guy who can get open past 10 yards, or at least, gain some yards, make it a chance to maybe go for it, maybe kick a field goal, right? If you can gain something here. Let's look at Garrett Wilson, one-on-one matchup. That makes sense, right? Fields takes the snap, and it's going to be, you have Paulson Adebo going up one-on-one against Wilson on this play, and you see Adebo kind of has his back turned towards the quarterback, so might make sense to fire this one here. But this throw is just too low, and it was hard for Wilson to make a play on that. Now, I still kind of think that should have been, that feels like that should have been pass interference, right? Like, that feels correct. But ultimately, it still wasn't a great pass by Fields. It's way too
Contact. Oh my gosh. Contact is sure there before the ball got there.
low.
But I do agree with the ball being low, but what about the release?
Right? Like, that feels correct.
Because it seemed like cornerback had a lot of time to get there.
A great pass by.
Could this ball have gotten out sooner?
Might make sense to fire this one here. But this throw,
like, I feel like he should have let this go before. Like, he was winding it up as Garrett was coming, like, was getting turned around. I feel like he should have let it go before he even got turned around, so the ball could have been there. Easier said than done. Understandable, but yeah, it's my opinion.
It was just too low, and it was hard for Wilson to make a play on that. Now, I still kind of think that should have been passed. As for the next drive, so they were running the ball really effectively and often. And I do sometimes wonder when I watch these types of plays, what does that mean going forward? You see a lot of, they have done the rollouts with Fields, and they've ran the ball a lot. You have to assume that, logically, that just makes sense. Here, though, on this play, it's a passing play, right? You see Fields is in the pocket ready to pass, but of course that does not mean he has to pass. And I feel like I still need to train my brain when watching Justin Fields tape, because I'm initially like, oh, well, clearly he should throw a check down at the very least here. Instead, he starts to run. I'm like, oh, no. Oh, yeah, of course you're able to make that work because he's Justin Fields, and he's very good at that stuff. Also decides to slide, doesn't take the big hit, which he's gotten a lot better at. Young Justin Fields is taking a hit there. Definitely, here he's better at knowing when to protect himself, which is smart, especially because he does run a lot, so you're going to take more hits. But, yeah, again, the running stuff, we don't have to bring it up. We know it's great. It's still great. Another play here, though. So this is a 3rd down and 2 situation.
So far, so good.
Once again, one-on-one with Garrett Wilson, right? They're trying to get this connection.
Like, it's not bad at all. His performance so far is not bad.
3rd down and 2 right here. Fields takes a snap, and honestly, there is some separation. Right off the bat, it kind of...
Like, we had, high ball to Brees. but he got pressure in his face immediately trying to get the ball. Like he had to get it out a little early. And then that play probably would have broke down anyway because the linebackers just coming down. But anyways, though, I throw to Brees, not his fault, pressure. He had the little screen. I mean, defense blew that up. Like it's not really nothing so far, you know. I could say on that comeback, the little comeback route with Gary Wilson, he could have got that out sooner. But you know, that's something that they'll work on. But I'm not seeing anything like terrible decision making or anything so far.
It
So
feels like this is gonna work, right? However, by the time the ball gets there, it's a great defensive play to knock it away, but also like again, they're not quite hitting on these yet, right? And you want to be if you're a Jets fan, this is the kind of connection you want to see.
ball should have came
be
out
good.
sooner, in my opinion.
If you're a Jets fan,
boom, look at these.
This,
but again, that's chemistry and watching film.
the
In my opinion,
kind of
y'all let me know what y'all think. I think that ball should have came out sooner.
connection you want to see be good, and a couple times now they weren't able to connect on it. So yeah, I mean, listen, ultimately, like it's a handful of plays, no reason to panic or anything like that. But I think that this is maybe a little bit of like, okay, let's hope like we got this out of our system in the preseason and can get better in the regular season. You want to see that Garrett Wilson connection working a little better, and you just want to see these plays hitting. You want to see Fields making some of these throws, and a little bit of the cleaning up the stuff, not giving up pressures right away, not having bad snaps. Got to clean that up. But hey, that's why you play preseason. Make the mistakes now instead of when it counts. So yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours?
Yeah, I agree with that. That's fair. This is the time to get it right. The throws are not errant. They're in the right spots. They're not like everything. Like decision making doesn't look erratic. They're in the right areas. It's the timing. Of releasing the ball. Like in my opinion, on just two of these, but for the most part, just nothing crazy, nothing crazy at all. So y'all let me know your thoughts in the comment section, man. I think bright season ahead for Justin Fields. Hopefully he plays again next week. Again, so they got to build off of this here. Try to get out as much as you can. Obviously, you still got to use preseason to. It's like you got to use preseason to see some stuff with the starters, and you still got to use preseason to see some stuff with the people that you're planning on cutting. So it's a little bit of both, but yeah, I think they'll figure it out though. Appreciate y'all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned, stay blessed.